Some objects don't just sit on shelves, they push back. A chair townsfolk refuse to touch, a doll that demands permission, a painting that made the internet sleep with the lights on. Tonight, we count down the 10 most cursed objects and ask if belief itself is the deadliest curse.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast, the Project Investigation Collaboration, brought to you by the Veritas Project. And as always, we're here with our gracious host and founder of the Veritas Project, Dr. Robert Wikibob Curtis.
Hello.
And I'm lead investigator Todd Boyer, and welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome in. What's going on in local news, Bob?
Well, in local news, everybody knows that NASA is still shut down. Mm-hmm. So we're not getting any of our usual sky data from NASA because they're not putting it out. But other governments are still working. So France and Japan both have used their long-range cameras to take pictures of the 3-Eye Atlas as it passed the sun. And if you watched our 3-Eye Atlas videos, I talked about how we'll know for certain if there was some shenanigans going on with the 3-Eye Atlas once it comes past the other side of the sun. Because if it's still doing its same speed when it comes out the other side, then that means it's just a rock.
Right.
So we got a big surprise on Thursday when it came out, because not only what had it accelerated, which it can't do, it had also changed colors. And at one point, it was brighter than the sun.
That's wild.
It's bright blue now. So it changed color, it changed velocity, and they say it changed shape. And the Japanese telescope has photos of it where it looks like it has a shield.
I saw someone had used AI to clean it up, and it looked like a ship. Right.
It looks like there's a protective shield around it, kind of like the Dune movie, where it has that like shimmery shield on it, and where particles from the sun are hitting it, they're caught in like a vortex around it. So
we could have been wrong, Bob. But we did cover both sides.
I was gonna say that's why we did 2 videos. So we're not wrong. We did the conspiracy theory one and we did the science one. So now we're leaning more towards the conspiracy theory, because it has not only changed colors, but it has accelerated. So they said that it's mathematically impossible for a rock to perform a slingshot maneuver, because you have to time it and then steer into the curve. So it's kind of like sailing, where you keel out into the wind to pick up speed. That's what you do, is you dive into the object to get its gravity pull, and then you pull away from it, and then it alters your trajectory while giving you a speed
you basically
boost.
Curve your course in and then just straighten, and it launches you out. So there's no way it should have straightened. It should have either gone further away, or it should have come further. If it was close enough, it would have come further closer instead of pulling a slingshot and accelerating.
Right.
So
hit the gas. It's impossible. So it has to be either some sort of object that we've never have no understanding of.
Right.
You know, some metal composition that we have no understanding of, or it's a spaceship.
There you go. Could be a spaceship. So there you go, guys. I mean, who had that on their 2025 bingo card?
Right.
Alien spacecraft. Anything else?
I think that's all.
How's the house coming?
About. I'm actually leaps and bounds.
Nice.
I've torn up the carpet in the living room. I actually had to order a tool to remove staples from the wood floor for like upholstery.
You were saying it was a pain.
It is an absolute nightmare to take out 10,000 staples out of a hardwood floor.
So for you guys joining us new to the podcast, we actually, Bob is moving from this place that they rent, which is haunted, by the way.
Yeah.
For you guys who don't know, to his family's farmhouse, which is also haunted, by the way. And our new studio will actually be over there.
Yeah.
So once he gets everything taken care of, that means I have to double my drive time to come over to Bob's house, though. It is what it is. We'll have a newer studio. Well, instead of the linen library that we have behind us, we'll actually have real books and
nice.
library, and we have mementos of things. We have we have Bob's doctorate.
Yeah.
We have the magazine from the destruction of Chester. We have the report on haunted person syndrome.
Yeah.
So these are all things that we've covered that are going to be in the actual library behind us, along with all of Bob's books. And
a lot of people watch that video. It's funny.
Which one? The haunted person syndrome?
Yeah.
I tell everybody about the haunted person syndrome all the time, and it is such a cool thing. For those of you who haven't gone back to watch that one, I do recommend it. It was 20 doctors, peer-reviewed, double-blind, basically saying that seeing paranormal is contagious.
Yeah.
Just by talking to someone else about paranormal, you make them able to see the paranormal.
Right.
And seeing one thing in your life is rare. You normally see more than one.
Right. Crazy.
So it was wild study that we did. But so this week, Bob and I were chit-chatting about what to do, and Bob came up with the 10 most the 10 most cursed things in the world.
Cursed objects.
So, and the funny thing is, we did another video way back about haunted paintings.
Yeah.
And one of the haunted painting is considered one of the top 10.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
That's so wild that we did that. And we did that like a year ago. We did that that podcast. So, here we go. So, number 10, we're going to start with the Basano. It is a vase, and it is out of Italy. Now, the silver vase, said to date back to the 15th or 17th century, that they don't know exactly when. It's allegedly found near Vicenza, and legend says it was gifted to a bride who died the night of her wedding. Later owners supposedly died shortly after acquiring it. So there's a lot of these haunted, cursed things usually end up in unalivings.
Right.
I mean, that's how you know they're cursed.
That's a terrible wedding present.
Right? Yeah, especially if you after her wedding, you get it for a wedding.
Right.
So the evidence from this is the earliest printed sources appear much later than the alleged origins. Then documentation is thin, but deaths linked to the ownership are mostly anecdotal with inconsistent dates. But testimonials of antique dealers and family lore retellings claim bad luck follow the vase, including sudden illness, financial ruin. Museum level prominence is lacking, which keeps this firmly in folklore.
Yeah.
So, but still considered out there. I love how we pull our data. It always tries. We have to remember to tell it not to give us the poo-poos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it always tries to poo-poo on our parade.
Right.
You know, it always tries to yuck our yum. So, this one is The Hands Resist Him. It's a haunted eBay painting.
Yeah.
Now, Bill Stoneham, in 1972, his painting gained infamy after in the early 2000s, eBay's listing described child-sized figures moving at night for whoever owned the painting.
Right.
So the evidence is multiple owners recounted sleep paralysis, electronic glitches, motions in the figures in the painting. However, no controlled recording or conclusive, no recordings showed conclusive evidence.
Right.
So the artist said it's an autobiographical,
It's autobiographical and surreal.
I can't talk tonight, man.
Yeah,
I swear I read for a living, guys. I really do. But it's not intended as a haunted object, but it just turns out that way. And that's how a lot of these things get, something happens and it gets out there. So I've noticed that a lot of these are paintings.
Yeah, that's why I said it reminded me of our list.
Our list of haunted
art.
And that was actually one of our better videos. That one actually got a lot of views. The Crying Boy painting. It's a mass-printed print. Mm-hmm. And the history is it was popular in the 20th century print found intact in numerous UK home fires, fueling a tabloid-driven curse. So if you own this thing, your house might catch on fire. Well,
the funny, they mention it here. We didn't mention it in the haunted art thing, but the funny joke of this is that these were printed when fireproofing children's things first started becoming a thing, and it's made out of an asbestos-laden fabric. See, and when we brought this up in our other video, they didn't mention that.
Right.
Which I thought was absolutely hilarious when I read that, because the frame of it and the fabric of the actual painting
has fire retardant varnish on it.
It's made out of asbestos-laden material, so it's completely fireproof.
Not only that, but they say that even the wire behind it was prone to melt in the fires, so it would fall face down and protect itself.
Right.
So these paintings kept surviving all these fires.
There was an inside joke amongst the fire brigade, is that they would be going through this house after the fire was out, cold, so they could do their investigation, and they would find one of these paintings like in all of these houses, and it became like an inside joke amongst the fire department. Like, is there the blue boy in here? They call it the little crying boy. Like, the only thing left of their property is this painting.
And the fire survivors and collectors still call it bad luck, with some refusing to hang it at home. Others claim unease or misfortune after acquiring a copy. There you go, Bob. Get one in there.
Personal anecdote about this. We do pet cremations at my work, and this family brought in their pet wrapped in this Kids Are Us blanket. I'll never forget it. It had a spaceship, a train, and a little boat on it. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say. And that blanket must have been made out of kryptonite or something, because it burned for an hour and a half, and it was only slightly discolored. At one point, I actually took the little hook and unwrapped it, because the pet inside of it was done. And the blanket was still intact. You could still see the little spaceship and the little train on it. I was like, at one point, I just pushed it over to the side of the retort and just kept on cremating pets, because I was like, obviously this thing is going to survive.
Wow.
So a note to yourself, if you're a prepper, go out and find these Kids Are Us defunct blankets, and you could like wallpaper your house in it. You're going to survive the next atomic war, because I don't know what that blanket was made out of, but it would not burn.
That
the
is
flame
wild.
Directly on it. 1,400 degrees, flame directly on it, and it did nothing to it. Just burned the little nibs off of it.
That's crazy.
After a couple hours, it finally broke down, but that stupid blanket
but a couple hours at 1,400 degrees.
Yeah, it was still intact. Man.
That's wild. So number 7 on the list is the Busby's stoop chair, also called the dead man's chair, associated with Thomas Busby, who was hung in 1702. Pub lore says he cursed his favorite chair. Anyone who sits in it dies soon after. Now, the chair was hung high on a wall at the Thirsk Museum to stop people from sitting in it, which itself shows how powerful the legend has become. I mean, the death connections, are usually anecdotal and often retold without primary records. But testimonials, locals and visitors swear by a streak of accidents linked to the daring sitters, drivers, soldiers, tradesmen, a perfect example of folklore policy behavior. So, I mean, did it happen? Did it not happen?
Right.
I mean, some people are saying it does. It cracks me up.
Well, it's like the mummy's curse.
Yeah.
Like people, because you believe in it, then it happens.
Yeah.
But people who weren't aware of it, then,
nothing
happened to them.
So, the Black Orlov Eye of Brahma diamond, a 67.5 carat. That's massive.
Wow. For real.
Black diamond, rumored to have been pried from a Hindu idol. Later owners reportedly met tragic ends before it was recut and set in a brooch necklace. So the evidence, the temple thief backstory, is unverified and is likely romanticized by dealers, to add to the provenance of it. So jewelers and writers say that it's bad luck lifted after the recutting, and common and cursed gem narratives, if once they're recut or reset, the bad juju goes away. So that's a massive dive, 67.5 carat. I mean, that thing's got to be,
that's like a golf ball size.
Yeah, that's a massive black diamond.
Oh, man. Oh, did you hear about the guys that stole the jewels from the Louvre?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man.
I've heard it in passing. I don't know the story.
They caught one of the guys trying to leave the country.
Really?
And he they believe that he told his lawyer that they knew that the gems would be returned, so they cut them into pieces and sold the pieces.
Wow.
So the crown jewels of France that were stored in the Louvre, the dude and his friends chopped them up and then sold all the gems and gold, melted it down, and sold the stuff.
Wow. Bye. See ya. And that's crazy because that's a chunk of history just gone forever.
History doesn't mean anything to them.
That's true. I mean, and whatever. History is history. You know who
Right.
writes history? Whoever wins the war.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the rules.
Or whoever breaks into the museum and smashes all the stuff.
Right. So Otzi the Iceman. Europe's famous 5,300-year-old mummy discovered in 1991. Several people connected to the discovery died within years, prompting headlines about a mummy's curse. Well, if they died within years,
right?
I mean, come on, how many years are we talking?
For it to be a mummy's curse, I want it to go like right then.
Yeah, well, I want 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months. This deadline.
Even. I want it right there.
You want it 3? You want it right there?
Yeah, he's gonna open it up. Some mist is gonna come out. Like, and you see like the scarabs and everything. Like that's.
You want like
I want like the
real movie
legit
curse.
mummy's curse, man. Don't hit me with this like, he died. He died from mummy's curse. He got colon cancer 14 years later. Like, shut up, dude. I want right then. He cut into the skin. Some powder came out. You could see like the mummy's hand like reached out and grabbed him. Like that's a mummy's curse, man.
So the funny thing is, as we talk about this, it says right here statistically, many involved were mountaineers or older,
right? And
they correlate with normal mortality rates, with the high number of personnel is expected. Mountaineers go fast. Yeah. I mean, the older you are, the more likely you are to go. But studies have found no elevated, mortality beyond chance. But hikers, documentarians, and museum staff share eerie feelings near the exhibit. Some report equipment glitches and sudden chills. So, I mean,
still,
that's a little too long.
Once again, for it to be a curse, I want it to happen like instantly.
You want it to go down.
Yeah, because what else could it be? It could be a whole litany of other things.
Right.
For it to be like that thing that killed him, it should be that thing that killed him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it should be like right then. Like he touched the dagger and like fell over dead. Like that's a curse. That's what I want.
That's a curse right there.
Yeah.
So Robert the Doll from Key West, early 1900s doll owned by Robert Eugene Otto. Stories say it laughs, moves, and changes expression. Visitors must ask permission before photos. Well, that's like Annabelle. You're supposed to ask before you take your picture. So the Fort East Martello Museum receives thousands of apology letters from the people who broke the permission rule and claim had bad luck afterwards. An unusually robust corpus of unsolicited anecdotal reports. Yeah. I mean, you can prove email.
Yeah, right.
So, guests report camera failures, flat tires, sudden fights, or job loss after mocking Robert. And the museum staff emphasizes respect and ritual belief seems to be the vector. So,
job loss. Like, can you imagine that?
I told a doll to F off and I lost my job.
Yeah. Todd, step into my office. Your performance has been really good the last couple of weeks, but
we're just gonna let you go.
I heard that you mock this doll down in Florida, and we just can't have that around here.
Man, demoted. I'm no longer lead investigator, guys. See ya, I got fired. Bob just fired me for mocking the doll.
I heard from HR that you insulted this elderly doll, so you got to go. Like, we can't have that kind of negativity in our space.
Oh, man. Here we go with the Dybbuk Box, that thing. So, I'll let you tell the story of the Dybbuk Box, Bob, because you know it way better than I do.
So, there's this guy who needed some money. So, he took his mom's wine cabinet, which it's like a little wine box, and it's got like space for 2 bottles and like 2 cups and like a little thing, it's kind of like a picnic set, but it's like stays in your house. Basically, you lock up your wine, and it even has little grapes and vines on the doors of it to tell you that's what it was. And he put it onto eBay and made up this whole story about how it was a haunted object. It came from a Holocaust survivor's house, and it stored all of these evil things. And he went to Reddit and then started a subreddit about haunted objects and started one for his own Dybbuk Box, with all of the stories and making false claims that it had evidence of killing people and stuff going back to before he had it. So then people started looking it up, and oh yeah, it is for sale on eBay right now. Right. So then it became like it's its
own legend.
Its own
became its own
legend,
what do you call it? When you will something into existence, an entity into existence.
A tulpa. Right.
There you go.
So
it became its own tulpa, pretty much.
Once he finally sold it to Zach Baggins for an obscene amount of money, he was like, all right,
it's a box.
It's junk. I've literally found it in my mom's garage. I sold it for an obscene amount of money, and now through all of these contracts that I had everyone sign, there's nothing they can do about it. So I'm going to cash this check. I'm going to go buy a nice car, and you guys are all dummies.
Right.
So all the stuff in it was stuff that was in the garage. The box itself was in the garage, in the back of the garage. It's all junk. It's none of it.
But yet here it shows up on a top 10 most cursed objects list.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
So it's not real. None of it's real.
Look what we have next, Bob.
I saw that when
we have Annabelle.
So
it's no longer the Warren Occult Museum.
Yeah, now it's the Warren's bed and breakfast, or Airbnb, or whatever it is.
Owned by
YouTubers,
yeah. Well, a comedian, professional comedian.
Right.
So Raggedy Ann doll, allegedly demonically manipulated in the 1970s, investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren, kept in a locked case with warnings. If you guys want to know the deep, dark details of the Annabelle, we did a whole podcast.
Yeah, we did one whole podcast on it.
It was that 4 months ago we did that when it went missing and everything else that went along with it. So, yeah.
So I recently just finished a couple weeks ago, Ed Warren's demonology book.
You said it was good.
And it was really, really good. But in that book, I will tell you, there are some things about the Haunted Museum which doesn't jive with reality. Okay, so he claims in there, and this is backed up by the author of the book listened to the audio tapes from the case files and read the case files and then asked Ed and Lorraine about the case files. So that's 3 factors of verification, right? And one of the nurses says in the description of Annabelle that the doll had blood on its hands. And there was 3 drops of blood on its hands and on its dress. And that was the bridge too far. That's why she contacted Ed, because this doll manifested blood, and it's got to go. And in his investigation, Ed made a note that the doll had blood on it, and it had blood on its dress. So, fast forward to the Annabelle doll that's in the box. The first time that they take the people through the museum, this is probably 90-ish, 92, 93, around in that period. Anyway, there's no blood on that doll. So then you see pictures of the Annabelle on the Run, the Demons on the Run tour, there's no blood on that doll. So the original Annabelle doll, the one that was possessed, is not the one that's in the case.
Right.
And it's most surely not the one that they took on the road. Because when the Annabelle doll from the road went missing, remember, Dan Rivera went down into the museum and said, no, she's right here in her case. And he showed a picture of it for everybody to see. And remember, at the time, we were like, oh, man, I bet there was the collective head slap of everybody on the Demons on the Run tour, because they're like, dummy, you're not supposed to tell them that this isn't the real doll.
Right.
Right. We're trying to pretend like it is. We're giving you the check. You cash the check, man. What do you want from us? Right. So, obviously, he threw their game off, and then he had to go back on the road with them the next couple of weeks, and then had a heart attack. So I'm not going to say there was
which is then why,
but
which is then why it was able to be sold and
right.
moved on. So last but not least, the Hope Diamond, which is a deep blue 45.52 carat diamond, which is actually smaller than the black diamond.
Right. I was just thinking.
So the Hope Diamond is massive. I know the size of the Hope Diamond. That thing's like thing's it's huge.
It's set in a necklace, right?
Yeah,
it's like that big.
Yeah, it's massive.
So if that was 45, then it was 67 carats.
50 was it 57 or 67? I'm gonna scroll back here and take a look. It was 67
and a half carats.
That is, dang.
And the Hope Diamond
is damn near
45.
Double it. Yeah. That thing had to have been that big then, that black diamond.
Yeah, it's bigger than
massive.
that. It's like...
Yeah, it had to have been a baseball size.
Baseball size, yeah.
Like as far as circumference. But, yeah, so the Hope Diamond with a long royal collector chain before landing at the Smithsonian, supposedly cursed. Owners met ruin or death. Now, historians point out, survivorship bias and sensationalized biographies, once again, adds to the provenance, which then adds to the value. So, testimonials say museum goers describe chills, dizziness, feeling of being watched when the diamond's under bright display lights, and likely environmental,
Yeah.
But, I mean, you never know, man. There's some sensitive people out there, and maybe there is something attached to it, which is a possibility, not necessarily cursed, but maybe there's an attachment.
And we always talk about how crystals store memories and energy, so it could be that a gigantic diamond stores a lot of energy,
Right.
Or, psychical energy. So that was Hope Diamond was the #1 most cursed object.
Right.
So how about that?
So that's the top 10 most cursed objects list. So guys, we appreciate you guys joining us on the podcast. Don't forget, guys, if you are a member, doorbell, or not doorbell, but somebody's close.
No, yeah, I see it.
Maybe Amazon. Just went off. Maybe. A little late for Amazon. But anyway, Patreon, guys, if you want to join us on the Patreon, at the 0 level, you get to be put on the card at the end of the Patreon. The Patreon card at the end of the podcast in our credits.
You'll be immortalized forever.
Forever and ever.
Right.
But also, if you join as the $5 member, you get a postcard. And we send these postcards out, and I will show them so everybody can see. What? This is actually the Annabelle postcard.
I was looking at the camera.
Yeah, it's actually,
wait a minute.
It's actually from our Annabelle podcast. From our Annabelle podcast.
What are the odds of that?
Too funny.
Yeah,
it was us chasing Annabelle with the podcast.
I saw it backwards in the camera, and I was like, wait a minute. That is the Annabelle one.
But if you join us at the $5 level, we send you one of these postcards every month. I sign them, Bob signs them, Angie writes you a nice note. I've already signed, Bob's still got to sign. So those will probably be in the mail in the next day or two.
Yeah.
Don't forget about our partnership with Dubby, guys.
Yeah,
which Bob will put the thing right here. So use promo code Whole Truth, all one word, get 10% off of Dubby. Also, don't forget, if you want to get some merch,
we have
Printify. So go to Printify, catch your merch. If you watch to the end, our first slide there is all the information on Printify, where to get the merch. If you want shirts and T-shirts and hats cups and mugs and everything, anything you want with the Veritas Project logo on it.
Put a sticker on your car.
Yep. Also, whatever the monthly postcard is out, you can also get that on a shirt. So if you're interested in that.
Only for that month, though.
Only for that month.
And next month it'll be whatever that one.
Whatever the next postcard is.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Follow Bob on all the social medias. RL Curtis. RS Curtis. Why did I say RL? Yeah. RS Curtis 73.
I wish I made goosebumps. I'd be rich.
Rich, yeah. Get rich, go on the road. But RS Curtis 73 at all the social medias. Check us out on Discord. The Veritas Project on Discord. If you're watching us on TikTok, we are the Veritas Project on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you guys want us to cover.
Right.
I think we're going to cover, someone sent me, it was Scottish things. I'll have to look. It was either Scottish or Irish basically lore and cryptids and hauntings and that kind of stuff. So we can cover that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Sounds like a fun.
We still wanted to do the one about the catacombs in France.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to write these down. We're starting to get people are starting to give us ideas to do stuff. So we got to write these down. But I think that covers everything. Don't forget, Bob's on all the social medias. Blue checkmark Bob.
Yeah, Doctor
Blue checkmark Bob.
Doctor Blue checkmark Bob. How about that? I'm gonna run for office.
But yeah, you can follow us on the Facebook,
the
Book of Faces.
Yeah, we have a
stuff.
nice Facebook group. You can go in there and talk about whatever you want.
Yep.
If you're one of those Facebook people or Instagram.
Right on. Also, I mean, Bob puts out TikToks. Hey, if you guys like horror movies, Bob and Angie go see all the latest horror movies.
Yeah.
They're also currently covering the 31 Days of Halloween movies that they watch every year.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays right here on YouTube. You can check it out. They usually record it on Wednesday. It's up on Thursday usually.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday, depending on how the week goes.
So,
I have one in the can right now that I need to finish editing.
Right on. Don't forget Monday morning. If you're here watching us on YouTube, we jump over here to TikTok on 9 a.m. on Mondays while Bob edits. So if you're a YouTuber watching us, come check us out on TikTok.
Yeah, we didn't do it last week because a semi-truck ripped the cable line off the pole.
Yeah, he had to go. He had to go to the farmhouse.
Yeah.
To have the cable reinstalled.
And yeah, if you ever, I wish my camera was working to catch that picture of 5 grown men staring up in the sky trying to figure out how a semi-truck could have torn the cable off the pole all the way up there, but it certainly did.
So, there you go, guys. I think that covers everything, I believe.
Yeah.
Double check. You go through the brain. Yep, I think that is everything. Thank you guys for supporting us. We always hang out on TikTok afterwards.
Yeah.
For a few minutes and chit chat. But thank you guys for coming in, watching us on YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you. On behalf of Bob, Angie, Kay, Robin, and myself, we do appreciate all your support. And remember, guys,
stay curious
and find the truth. And we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.